This is the team call for Team Fierce Ambition. This is Wednesday, February 24th. And I'm Maureen LaMarca, in case some of you don't know who I am. I think you all know who I am. I'm pretty sure you all know who I am. If you don't, you will learn who I am. No, I'm just kidding. Tonight's call is going to be a little bit different. A lot of times I do calls where I'm more engaging you in like activities to sort of empower yourself. This time, what my intent is to really help you with empathy. For a very long time. Okay, so my background is that I am a therapist, social worker, counselor, whatever you want to call it. The term is used interchangeably a lot by trade. That is what I have done in life prior to being a Beachbody coach, still even now. And even now starting my own private practice. And so for a really long time, I was on team calls with our even larger team, which is Team Never Surrender. And every time, Ashley, that's the head coach for that, she's the upline for that team. Every time she would be talking, I'm like, man, what she's talking about, it sounds just like social work. Like it really sounds just like social work. And I kept saying it, and she was like, okay, well then just do it. And I'm like, I don't know how. And it was hard for me. And I think what's so hard is that we forget about just being with, and when I say being, I mean, maybe we're talking to them on the phone, maybe we're having text messages, maybe we're doing Facebook message. We forget about just being with our potential customer, and we get lost in the sale. Now, I'm going to say this, and I mean this, and I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, but it is very tough, almost near impossible to teach empathy. I feel like empathy, either you have empathy or you don't. And I feel like we all have it, you know. Most people have, unless you're antisocial, most people are able to be empathetic. And so empathy is really, the definition, the pure definition of empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And so what does that mean? It means that you're able to sit with and share in the emotion that somebody else is feeling. You understand it. You understand the emotions that they're going through. And what are we encouraged to do, right? So we are encouraged to find out a person's why. Why do they want to lose weight? Okay, we know it's lose weight, right? But why? What is there? And so we talk about digging deeper. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to dig a little bit deeper with someone. But the main thing that I want to tell you is you have to forget about the points. You have to forget about that sale, the money, the Success Club points. You really have to forget about that, because if you are thinking about that, you're not being empathetic to this person that you're talking to. You're just not. There's no way, because you're thinking about money and selling versus what's actually happening for those people. Yes, we are selling a product, but ultimately those products sell themselves. On a deeper level, you're selling you. What can you do to help this person? So, forget about the sale. Pay attention to what they're talking about. What are they saying? Sometimes you have to read between the lines. Well, I really just want to get back into my clothes. I'm tired of wearing my maternity clothes. But what does that mean? What does that really mean for them? So I encourage you to ask, and this is a big time social work and therapist question, is how would that make you feel? Okay, so you're in you're not in a size 10 anymore, you're in a size 8. How would that make you feel? That's what you want to know. It's the feeling and the emotion that we're trying to get at, right? Because in that's that raw, pure, that's where they need it. Think about people that are emotional eaters, right? There's a reason why they're choosing food to fill a void. Why? Why are they doing that? And it's the same, and knowing that, right? So maybe in your conversation, and when you're forming with somebody, you really want to make sure that you're actually having a conversation. You don't want it to just be the end game of, well, I have this product that's so great, and blah, 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 21 day fix and your portions, and yeah, great. But does that even fit? Just because it's a great program, does that fit their lifestyle? Does that fit what they're looking for? Does that fit their needs? Caleb, Coach Caleb, he did a discussion on this a little bit. And so I'm kind of going to be touching on some of the things that he said also, which is, if you listen to the story, if you listen to what they're saying, you'll find the deeper meaning. You can read between the lines. I want to get out of my maternity clothes. I want to be able to get back into my jeans. I don't have a lot of time. I have a newborn baby. I can't be working out 5 hours a day. And you know what? I don't have lots of time to be like planning all kinds of meals and doing all this prep work. I don't have time for all that stuff. I see these people with all these containers and like fixing all this stuff up on Sundays. I don't have time for that. I can't even get my laundry done, let alone put away after I fold it. Listen to what a person is saying, because I just said a whole ton right there. I don't have a lot of time. I'm not really feeling good. The idea of prepping food is obviously very overwhelming to me because I can't even get my laundry away. Listen to what people are saying. I have a newborn baby. There's lots of stress with that. My emotions are probably all over the place because hormones are out of whack. That's not a knock at a woman. That's truth. Probably not getting a lot of sleep. So, do I want something that's going to be long? Probably not. Do I want something that's going to require me to do a lot of stuff before I even get started? Probably not. So listening, and then once you hear it, so maybe the 21 day fix is the shit of the programs, because you know what? I think it's the best one that we have on the market. And I know every other program that is now coming out what are they doing? Hammer and Chisel's doing it. Max 30's doing it. They're all using the fix plan. Why? Because it is the best. So how do you sell that? Just by saying it? No. This is what you say. So I gave you this whole big story. Okay, Maureen, I really hear what you're saying about not having a lot of time. The 21 day fix, all of those workouts are 30 minutes or less. There isn't a day that you will have to do more than 30 minutes. That's pretty easy, right? It's not an hour, it's not an hour and a half, it's 30 minutes. And you know what? To start off, you don't even really need any equipment. You don't have to use weights. The modified person doesn't even use weights. So you don't worry about that. Use what you got. Meal prepping, you know what? You don't have to worry about doing too much meal prepping. Use what you've got. I always tell people in the first week, you're really learning and adapting. So don't feel so pressured to go at it 100%, especially if you're going from not doing a ton to now having to do this stuff and figure it out. You know what? I've got tons of meal calendars in this group that I have. It's called 21 Days to a New You. I'll tag you in those meal calendars that'll help you and give you some ideas. I also have some sample shopping lists. And in the book, there's recipes. So it'll help you take the guesswork out of some of the things that you're going to need to try to figure out. But the great thing is that you're just eating regular food. So you're eating the normal food that you're already going to have in your house. Okay. Feeling overwhelmed. I'm tired, right? Well, you know what, Maureen? That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. You can text me. You can call me. You can send me a Facebook message. Don't worry about what time it is. I turn my ringer off at night, so you're not going to wake me up. And when I get up in the morning, I'm always checking my phone, so I'll message you back. Reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to support you on the whole journey, not just right now in the beginning of this journey. Right? So there's a difference in that versus, oh yeah, I got this sale going on. The 21-day fix is so awesome. And there's these portion control containers because we all eat way too big of portions. And no, talk to them. Find out why. Why are they coming to you? There's something about what you did. And so there's nothing wrong with asking them, hey, you know what? I'm so taken aback and honored that you would come to me and ask me, you know, what is it about what I've been sharing that made you, you know, decide to reach out? Find out why. Because when you know why somebody feels like you're awesome, it's going to help you because that's something that they're relating to. Oh, you know what, Maureen? I love that you have pictures of your kids, and I love that you do your workouts with your daughter. I think that's so awesome. Great. So you're going to want to share those experiences, or getting up early in the morning and you're doing your workout before, so that, you know what, I get that me time because I have small children. And so if you're listening to what they're saying, not only will you be able to relate to them, but you're going to get to what really their why is. Understanding, learning about it. You know, I always encourage my coaches not to throw out too much information in the beginning. Reaching out and asking somebody for help, if they're reaching out to you, if you're reaching out to them to talk about something, inform, just make sure you don't go right for the jugular with like, I've got this challenge group and it's so awesome and I want you in it. Like, form with them. Find out about their family. Find out about have a couple of conversations. Maybe you're writing longer messages to one another, so maybe it'll only end up being like 2 messages back and forth because they're really long and you're answering lots of questions. But get to know a person. Look at their Facebook profile. See what's going on there. Or if it's via Instagram, look at their Instagram, look at the pictures, and not just looking at those pictures, because a lot of times people will, I know on Instagram, I've noticed that more lately, and not even just with Beachbody coaches, that people will write like big long blurbs and then even checking out their hashtags. Like, are they just funny things that someone's saying, or is it like something else? Like maybe they have an autoimmune disease, or maybe they have a gluten intolerance, or maybe they are a first-time mom, or maybe they I don't know, maybe they love cats. Like, see what it is, see what about them you can relate to, and then in turn, there's other things that you can do to help them relate to you. But really, it's easier said than done sometimes, especially when we know we're reaching for a goal, right? Some of us are really reaching for a goal. I am. I want to quit my job before this year is out because I want to be able to work on my private practice, and I can't do that and work at DaVita. So know what your goals are, but don't forget that the whole purpose of being a Beachbody coach is to help people change their lives. It's not just to change yours. It's to help people change their lives, to achieve their health and fitness goals. That should be at the forefront of your thoughts when you're talking to somebody. Spending the time, really spend the time. And if you don't have the time, then don't message. Or if they message you back and you don't have a ton of time and you're feeling like, what do I do? Send a message that says, hey, you know what? I want to dedicate time to you. Letting people know that you care. I want to, you know what? I saw your message. And this is something that I shared with Lana just recently, is this business can be tough. It can feel overwhelming, especially if it's in the beginning, or maybe you've had like some lag time and now you're like going back at it hard. And so it can feel very overwhelming, right? It could feel overwhelming for us. All these things that we have to do. I have to be a product of the product. I have to do my inviting. I have to read personal development. I need to do the power of threes. I have to be inviting three, forming with three, doing the coaching opportunity, setting up calls. Like it's overwhelming. Set a schedule for yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to properly help other people. It's true. So set a schedule and then work with it. And if somebody messages you and it's outside of your scheduled time, use your own discretion as to, do I have the time to dedicate to this person? Because I feel like sometimes if we're in a rush or we're really trying to close a deal, we're quicker in our responses and we're quicker to just go for that end of the sale versus spending a little bit of extra time and asking them questions. I had somebody, oh my God, it was like probably one of the most frustrating email chains on Facebook that I had. And it happened kind of earlier on. It might've been in the first 6 months of coaching where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to ask them like, what do they want? And like, I literally was getting like 1-word responses. It's like, yeah, I want to lose weight. Cause I want to lose weight. Cause I have like 10 pounds to lose. And like, what? I was like, oh my God, I don't know what else to, like, it got to the point where I just did not know what to ask. And so I lied and I was like, oh, I got to go and take care of something. I'll try to message you back later. And I needed to just take a break because I was starting to get so frustrated. And it was like, and I took a break and I looked back at the messages and I was like, okay, I keep asking the same question over and over again and I'm not getting a response. So I asked in a different way. Sometimes we just need to change up how we're asking a question. You know, how will that make you feel? What would you like to achieve? What will that mean for you when you get into those jeans? Yeah, you want to wear that bikini that you wore on your honeymoon? What would that be like? Like if that happened tomorrow, how would you feel if you literally were just wearing that bikini? Those are the kind of questions that you want to ask because then you know why they're doing this. And there's so much power that's in that. I'm obviously talking about myself here, but I mean, that's what you want to do, right? You want to just find out a little bit more. And then maybe when you find out a little bit more, you'll get even more than that. And that's it. Like, that really is just it. It sounds simple, but yet it can be really hard because in order to sit with somebody else, you have to put your own stuff aside. There's such a thing as being mindful. We hear about being present in the moment that you're in. You need to be present with the potential challenger that you are working with. You need to be present and paying attention to them. It's another reason why setting some time aside for you to just have time to do your business is great, because when we're distracted, are we really giving somebody our all? It's the same, like, am I really giving my kids my all if I'm constantly on my phone or I'm constantly staring at a computer? No. So setting that time aside and dedicating it will help you have a clearer mindset. You'll know what it is that you're doing because you're just going to be doing your business stuff. And you'll be able to dedicate it to that person, because I'll tell you what, they know when you're not being genuine. If you think that people don't know via a message that you are not being genuine when you're messaging them, they absolutely 100% know. And what is the whole difference, or one of the many differences that Beachbody has versus those nail wrap things? I'm talking about the nail ones, the jams, I don't know what the hell they're called. And then the saran wrap, it works stuff. What's the difference? We don't just randomly throw people into a friggin' group and say, hey, buy my stuff. No, we are talking to people. We are forming relationships with people. That's what makes us different. And that is what we have to remember when we're trying to work with somebody, because ultimately you are trying to help them change their life. Yes, you're making money. That's the bonus. Does anybody have any questions? Because I really could babble on, but I want it to be detail oriented. Questions. Have you struggled with trying to get somebody to give you a why? Do you feel like it's easy to get there with someone? Hard? You're unsure? If you would like to chat, please unmute.
Maureen, this is great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Really, sincerely, it's so important to hear, because especially with the whole Dash to Diamond, focused in on those goals and the SC numbers, and it's so good to hear. It's really good to hear, and totally guilty. I'm just thinking of the other day. Someone came to me today. It was today or yesterday, saying, "Okay, how much is 21 Day Fix? What comes with it?" And I just gave her the list. I did not even ask her. I'm guilty. Did not even ask her what, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself as you're talking, shit, I just totally was thinking about the sale. So thank you for this. You're absolutely right. You're right.
You know what, Christine? I actually had something very similar happen. And in retrospect, I'm kind of pissed at myself because I didn't. But then here's this other piece of it. I had somebody come to me and tell me they were interested in PIO, and could I send them my link? And I was like, what? I'm like, oh, you're interested. So like I asked a couple of questions, but I didn't like get into anything. And I was so taken aback by being asked for my link that I was like,
yeah, right.
How do you even know? So this person had obviously either dealt with somebody before, mm-hmm. or I don't know, like, because how would they, and I was like, oh, what link are you talking about? And she goes, that link so I can order from you.
Yeah.
So I was like, are you looking for my website? Because I can do you want the Team Beachbody? Like, I was trying to like, and she was just like, nope, that link. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you're interested in the challenge pack and with the Shakeology, the healthy. And she was like, nope, I just want the program. Can you send me your link?
Right.
And so I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Here's my link. Like, I didn't even get into it, but I think I was so thrown by her being like, send me your link. I was like, but yeah, I'm guilty of it too. I'm absolutely guilty of it too. What do we have now? People that registered for Punta Cana. If you don't hit Success Club, peace out.
Right.
You have to have a certain amount of points every quarter and to be able to stay on in.
And then when you start getting messages and you start getting busy, it's finding the time to answer everybody and finding the time to have this conversation with every person. But you're right, it is important, because ultimately, okay, I sent her the description for 21 Day Fix. Say she starts it. I have no idea what this woman's goals are. I don't know if she likes weights. I don't know. Which is ridiculous, right? When you think about it, because you don't want them dropping off. So you're not thinking long term. Right. You're not thinking what's good for her. So no, this call was a great reminder of that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think sometimes we just forget, or we just get caught up in the moment, or we're busy and life is busy and we see a message and we're just kind of like, oh yeah, and we blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Totally. Instead of just taking a step back and being like, okay, especially when someone comes to us, they're coming to us for a reason, not just to buy the program.
Right. You're right. Yep. So. I like the approach too of, hey, look, I want to spend time with you on this, so I'll get back to you. So that's great too. Thank you. I'm going to use that.
Somebody said that to me once before, and I was like, oh, but like, it's true, right? If you don't, and what's the thing, right? We see that somebody looked at the message, and this is why I almost don't even want to look at them, because I'm like, crap, they know I saw it. They know I saw that message.
Right.
So this is what I do. I do I don't even read the whole thing, but I check it out real quick, because now I'm doing two different things at once. I'm setting up my private practice, which is not necessarily Soul Beachbody, but Beachbody is within it. And I'm doing this. So I'm checking real quick, like, what is this message about? Is this about my private practice and my groups, or is this about my Beachbody and my groups? So I'm doing a quick, and then if I don't have the time to respond, hey, Sally, I saw that message. I just I got a lot of running around to do. I'll get back at you tonight, but don't say you're going to get back tonight if you're legit not going to.
Right.
Or I have my office hours are tomorrow from 2 to 5. I'll message you then. Have a great night. So if you can't get back to them, and here's the thing, if you lose someone because you are saying, I don't have the time to give to you now, but I want to dedicate time to you, they probably weren't in it anyway.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you lose somebody because you said, hey, I need some time, they weren't invested.
Right.
And they'll likely come back. So it's okay.
You're right. Great stuff.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, Maura, that's what I do, girlfriend. And I was like, I'm sorry, I totally just saw this now. And I was like, I can't apply that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't even, it took so long for the switch to happen. It was crazy. I don't even know what was wrong with me. I was like, oh, it's not so much what I do like in a counseling session. That's almost like what I do in therapy. Like, yeah, but like the switch, it just didn't go off. Like we just forget.
So I use it all the time. I usually work with kids though, so it's a little bit different, but same concept.
Okay, but take those concepts, twist them just a little bit, and then you can apply it here too. That was the thing. It was like, how do I get that switch? Because I'm doing therapy with someone. So like, how do I switch it from therapy to Beachbody? But really, in a sense, it's the same thing because I'm doing like light therapy with people that I work with. So, I mean, why not? But yeah. Anybody have questions, comments, concerns?
I don't have a question, Maureen, but that was an awesome call.
Thank you.
And I think that my favorite thing that you said was remembering that you're not this. You know, this isn't about changing just your life; it's about changing someone else's life. I thought that was really cool and really important because you forget that. You're so worried about your goals and everything. You have to remember the only way you're going to get to your goals is by helping other people achieve theirs.
Yeah. It's putting other, for people that are mothers, even if you're a mother to a pet, okay, or you're a caregiver, what do we do ultimately? We're taking care of other people first, right? We still are taking care of ourselves. And I 100% believe that if you cannot take care of you, you're not going to take care of anybody else. But what are we doing? We're caring for other people. Women, it's inherent in our nature to be caregivers. And that's okay. That's what this whole thing is all about. Like we're helping other people. We're caring about them. We're caring for them enough to give them something that's going to change their life. Karen, did you say you had a question?
I do.
What's up, girlfriend?
I have a couple. My first one is I'm working with two girls who are both have eating disorders. And the fix totally scares me with them. I don't mind doing up, hold on, now I've got you on two things.
Nope, you muted yourself. You're muted, Karen.
Right, I'm unmuted.
Okay, there.
It's so food oriented that it scares me to do with somebody who's got an eating disorder. I'd rather have them do a program. And one of the girls is out of therapy and is doing good on her own. The other one is still in intense therapy with a nutritionist and whatever. And I just don't know where to go with them. Neither one of them have bought yet.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, that's scary, but the 21-day fix, it really could help them break some of their barriers because think about it. Okay, so think about it in just a factual sense. It's helping people to eat proper portions. And what do we say? You have to eat enough. You have to eat your containers. Because what's going to happen? You're not going to be fueling your body properly to achieve the goals that you want to have. And we've learned that, right? You're not supposed to be leaving out containers. Yeah, sometimes you can have success, but ultimately If you get 4 reds, you got to eat 4 reds. If you get 4 greens, you got to eat 4 greens. You're not supposed to be skipping out on your containers. So it could end up being a good thing for them.
I'd be afraid that they would obsess over, oh my God, I didn't get all my containers in. I still need to eat this. And they'll be eating at like 11 o'clock at night.
But you can't own that. I would encourage them to talk to their nutritionist. If somebody's out of treatment, a therapist doesn't end treatment if somebody is not able to be ended, unless they're just not doing anything in treatment. And then they could be discharged because of that. But if she successfully completed a treatment, one of them, and the other one, I would, I use the one that's still in intense treatment, I would ask them about it. And ultimately the one might not. You can only do what you can do, and you can only support as much as you can.
Okay.
I think I feel like somebody on, I think that there's somebody on our team. Yes, Dana, do you recall? I feel like there's somebody on our team that has trouble with eating.
I don't know if it's somebody on our team, but I know someone on Christy Watkins downline.
Yes. Okay. So it might not be a direct. And Christy, talk to Tawny. Karen, talk to Tawny. That's who it's somebody on Tawny's team.
Yeah.
Or it's a customer of hers, or it's a coach of hers. Chat with Tawny about it, because I think the person's using the fix also.
I think
But
Christy's been open about. Christy's been open about her eating issues as well. No.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, but I think she's further along in the whole process than.
Right.
I believe it. You're right. It's under either Tony. It's someone under either Tony or Tawny. I get that confused.
I think it might be Tawny, but ask Christy, because Christy would be able to point you in the direction of which one it is.
Christy who?
Christy Watkins.
Okay.
Talk to Christy. It's somebody on her. It's one of her coaches, or it's one of her coaches' customers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Tawny, but talk to Christy Watkins. She'll be able to, just to get a little bit of insight, and she can point you into who it's for. But I mean, there's always a risk that something like that could happen. I mean, think about it. It's an extremist. Right? It's an extremist. It's an extremist mentality. It's all or nothing. I feel like somebody can become obsessive about the containers even if they don't have an eating disorder.
Yeah. I would tell them to take that 3-day thing and throw it out.
Yeah.
And if they were to move on to Fix Extreme, throw away the
countdown to competition.
Just throw it away. And just there's a 3-day countdown thing in the regular Fix. I'd be like, if you have that, toss it, because it's not worth even looking at.
Okay. Can I do one more quick question?
Yeah, sure.
I'm running a challenge group right now that has at least 4 large women in it.
Okay.
I've never been a large woman. I'm being very supportive. They're starting round 3 of the Fix, and they don't seem to want to let go. Like, we have a Fix group, a Fixers for Life group that I could put them in and monitor them, but they seem to need more. And they're very active. Like, they're not afraid to post their food and to ask questions or whatever. I mean, it's a really good group, but I'm not really sure how to give them the confidence for me to be able to let go a little bit.
You mean for them to not be in a group?
No, because we have a Fixers for Life group that we could put them in. It's just not as like, everyday motivation and whatever. It's more kind of runs on itself, and we jump in and out of there. But they don't feel like they're ready for it. I can sense it, because they'll be asking like towards the end of the next round, so what do we do with this group now? Or, where are we going from here?
How awesome is that, Karen? I mean,
It's
seriously.
awesome. I mean,
that's so awesome that they are so engaged. and so appreciative of what you are doing with them that they want to hold on to that. And I got to tell you, I have, I don't know, there's probably 4 or 5 people who always want to, they're not as active, but whatever it is that I'm doing and anybody else is doing is drawing these same people. They're always in my groups. Some of them do tons, some of them don't do anything. And this has been going on for a couple of years. Maybe they'll be a coach.
Do you just move them from one challenge group to your next challenge group?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Or, I even got a better idea. What about being, sorry for that, I just needed to change positions. What about being a coach apprentice? Like, let them take the lead in a couple of things. Not like doing it, so to
Right.
speak, but like maybe challenge them to sort of take on, like, help you with the group.
Okay.
Me and Michelle are kind of doing that in our group now, and some of the people are responding to that. They want to kind of try.
Yeah.
So it's worth asking.
Okay.
And here's something else that I want to say about, it's on a different level of scary. I have this girl, I really wish that she would become a coach. She's lost like 90 pounds. She was in multiple challenge group. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, I'm good. And just kind of started doing it on her own. I think it's just on a different level because it's such a big change and it's scary. I mean, think about it even in just the purest sense that change is so hard for people. And maybe they've tried before and have had, maybe ask them, I'm sensing that you're not ready to like try a different group or try something else or maybe go at it alone or, whatever it is. Can you tell me more about that? Is there something more that I could offer you that I haven't? Do you want to try to run some groups with me? What's happening? Are you, because maybe there's something else that they're needing, but they're just afraid to say.
Okay.
Someone you could ask that question to is Cindy Hubble. I think she hopped off. But she was kind of that customer for me for the better part of a year, if not longer. I couldn't even get her off of Slim and Six. I think she did it for like a year.
Yes.
So finally, I sent her hip hop abs as a prize. And that catapulted into a million other things and eventually into coaching. So maybe she's someone to ask, like, what finally changed for you to make that jump? Because that was her.
It's so funny. I
The
totally
other thing-
remember Slim and Six with Cindy, like crazy.
That was all she did.
Mhm.
One thing I wanted to mention too is being somebody who's been bigger and lost a lot of weight. It is really scary to switch up. It's
Okay.
especially when you know that that's worked for you. So they might have a lot of fear.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sure. It's hard. It's hard to switch.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave them. I mean, they're having too much success. I'm not going to leave them. If I have to support them for a year, in the same group, I will. I'm just not going to leave them.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions? I know it's starting to get late. It's like 9:45. Yes. Questions, comments, concerns. Don't be shy. Now's your chance. You're like, don't be shy. Now's your chance. What's up, Lori? You just popped your face on. Hi.
I know, it's been on and off. Laundry, kids, reading, treadmill. Crazy.
Who is on the iPad? It just says iPad. Who is that? Is it Anne?
It looks like Jess.
I can't see. All right. Well, anyway, I appreciate you all getting on the call. Oh, there's Anne. Hi. Here's your face. Hello. I appreciate you all getting on the call. If you have any questions that come up after the fact that you want to ask, please feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to end the call so we can all do what we need to do and maybe get to bed, or I don't know. Thanks for popping on. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.